Morning. One Saturday morning, Michael Alexander.
Most of my life, I've had a secret. And that secret has been a major source of frustration, humiliation, and pain. And so naturally, I'm going to share it with you. Now, my shame is that I was never really good at sports. Now, see, you're looking at me like, that's it? That's not a big deal. Lots of people aren't good at sports. But listen, when you're 6 feet 4 inches tall, and you have orangutan arms, people place expectations on you. And it was the expectations that caused me to join the basketball team when I was 11 years old. And we had a big game one Saturday morning. And by the fourth quarter, we were down by 2 points with 20 seconds left to go in the game. I stole the ball, I drove it to the basket, and it went in. Man, I started feeling like Magic Johnson. I was pounding on my chest. I raised my arms in victory. We're number one. We're not. I look over and I see that the other team is celebrating right along with me. And I thought, well, that's odd. And then I looked over at my team and they were stone-faced. And so I knew something was wrong. And so I look up at the scoreboard and I can see exactly what the problem was. I had accidentally shot the ball in the wrong basket and won the game for the other team. Yeah. My teammates were all shaking their heads at me in disbelief. The coach was so mad, he took his playbook and he slammed it to the ground. A little old lady stood up in the bleachers and said, "You suck." She was so mad at me that the ref had to go calm her down. He said, "Lady, what are you doing? These are 10 and 11-year-old boys. You can't talk to them like that." She said, "I'll talk to my grandson however I damn well please." Now, you know it's bad when your own grandmother thinks you suck. Turn to your neighbor and say, "Well, yeah, that's bad." So that ended my basketball career. A couple of years later, my dad talked me into playing football. And he threw me out into the game. The quarterback called the play. The center snapped the ball. The quarterback scrambled in the pocket. I take off running. I fake to the right, I cut to the left, I see the ball, I'm open, but I missed. Now, it was embarrassing the way that I missed. And thank God they didn't have YouTube back then. But I'm going to show you exactly what it looked like. Now, keep in mind that I don't share this story too often because it really was embarrassing. But we're all family here, right? And I'm safe here, right? Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly what. Now, ma'am, are you paying attention? I don't want you to watch me too close, ma'am. I'm trying to steal my moves. I'm watching you. Who catches like that? My teammates were shaking their heads at me in disbelief. The quarterback was so mad he pulled his helmet off and he slammed it to the ground. A little old lady stood up in the bleachers. She said, "You suck." I said, "Sit down, Grandma." That ended my football career. And for many years, I felt like I had let everyone down. But all of that changed for me one Saturday morning. You see, my little nephew, Devontae, had joined the basketball team, and so I went to support him. And so I walk inside the gym, and I see Devontae, and I see his teammates, but the coach never showed up. And by the third quarter, they were down by 25 points going into the fourth quarter. Their confidence, gone. Their heads were hanging low. And it was so bad that the little old lady that was sitting next to me stood up and said, I said, sit down, Grandma. I couldn't take it anymore. I ran down out of the bleachers. I grabbed my nephew and his teammates. I said, listen, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that I'm going to be your coach for the rest of the game. Bad news, I don't know the first thing about being a coach. I have more good news than bad news. You're down by 25 points. You have no coach. And everybody in the entire gym expects you to lose this game. But here's the good news. You don't have to do what they expect you to do. You can still win this game. They walked back out onto the court, a completely different team. And for the next several minutes, they just kept chipping away at the lead, chipping away at the lead, chipping away at the lead. They went from being down 25 points to being down only 1 point with 3 seconds left to go in the game, and they lost by 1 point. But as soon as the game was over, everyone rose to their feet and gave them a thunderous round of applause for the display that they had put on. I've never been more proud. And those little boys taught me something one Saturday morning, that you can spend your entire life trying to live up to the expectations of other people and still be miserable. Or you can follow your own heart and give yourself a chance to win. And so everyone began to clear out of the gym. And I looked up in the stands, and my grandmother was still sitting there staring at me. And my heart started racing. Because what is she going to say now? Is she finally going to give me the approval that I've been yearning for all of these years?